insights into the East African job market, demand and supply of skills, and tailored career advice and skill training. We are committed to simple, secure, yet effective platforms. For your needs, visit analyticasoft.co.ke and start enjoying these services now. We also do software development for different needs and have hospital management systems, school management systems, and business management systems. For inquiries, call +254 704 498 092 or email us at customercare@analyticasoft.co.ke. Analyticasoft is your one-stop online platform for the largest selection of open jobs, hiring people and getting hired, insights into the East African job market, demand and supply of skills, and tailored career advice and skill training. We are committed to simple, secure, yet effective platforms. For your needs, visit analyticasoft.co.ke and start enjoying these services now. We also do software development for different needs and have hospital management systems, school management systems, and business management systems. For inquiries, call +254 704 498 092 or email us at customercare@analyticasoft.co.ke.
Hello, everyone who has joined us. I can see some participants already with us. Can I hear from each of you by test of audio? I will start with Mokua Kaka. Hello, Kaka.
I am live from Naikuru.
Thank you so much, Kaka. That's good. Let's move to Frederick Mbai. Hello, Frederick Mbai, can you hear me? Okay, Enoch Mutuku, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Thank you so much, Enoch.
I'm here.
Yes, proceed.
Sorry.
Thank you for tuning in very early enough. Of course, I knew you'll keep time now that you are our guest speaker this afternoon. Thank you so much, Enoch. Frederick Mbai, can you hear me? Can you please test your microphone? We would like to know if you are on. Okay, Frederick Mbai seems to be...
All right. I want to know first if everybody is able to hear me. My internet is kind of unstable. Can everyone hear me,
I can
please?
hear you, Enoch.
I can hear you.
Okay, wonderful. Victor Waliaula, how are you?
I'm fine. I can
Enoch?
hear.
Okay.
I can hear the presenter loud and clear.
Thank you so much, Enoch. Now you are already aware that we have cleared the doubts. We are able to hear you. Thank you so much. Now another person has joined us. This is Stanley Maytekni. Welcome, Stanley. How are you doing? Hello, Stanley. Okay. I think Stanley is also joining in together with those who will be joining us later. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. This is a very wonderful session. I appreciate so much for your support. We are here for the fourth session of cybersecurity. In this session, we are going to be taken over by Enoch Mutuku and Mokua Kaka. But a special note, I would like Victor Waliaula will also be given some amount of time to talk to us. He has been with us throughout all the sessions, and I believe, I also know he's an expert, and of course he has something for us. Thank you so much, Victor. I hope on that note, you'll be preparing something on your end. You can engage me on the chat in case of any special arrangements. Is that okay, Victor? Is my internet okay? Am I audible, please? Can you hear me, Enoch?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Then I believe Victor must be engaged on something. Of course, I'll engage him once he comes back so that we can proceed. Thank you so much, Abdallah Shisia, for coming back. Abdallah, how are you? I guess he's having his microphone made. We will have to hear from him as time goes by. Otherwise, thank you guys for having come back.
So, Minute, how are you?
Fine.
I'm fine, Abdallah.
Yes. Alhamdulillah. Sorry, I had a call before the end of the first session, so I had to attend a little. Anyway, I was so grateful to learn a lot from that session.
Thank you. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. And there is much more from this session.
Okay.
Welcome. Now I would like to save time because it's already almost 4:15. I'm heading direct to my first speaker, Mr. Enoch Mtuku. Mr. Enoch Mtuku, say something. We'd like to know if everyone can hear from you once again.
Sir.
Hello, Enoch. Hello.
Hi, is everyone? Can everyone hear me? Hello. Can everyone hear me, please?
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, you can hear. I can hear.
All right. So thank you. I believe we can
hear you,
we can
Enoch.
start.
That
If you
is
don't
good.
hear. All right. So if you lose me, kindly you can post on the chats, and I'll be able to adjust where necessary.
Thank you.
So yeah, so some brief introduction about myself. I'm Enoch Mutuku. I'm a graduate of on computer science, Egerton University, and I'm a tech enthusiast, if I can say. And it's my pleasure to have this opportunity, Mr. Victor, to share some little information or experience on home and personal cybersecurity. So I believe this session is more of learning. We learn from each other. I have learned from the first sessions in the morning, and I'm really grateful for creating this platform. It's a learning platform so that we can all be alert and updated on how this world of cybersecurity is changing from day to the other. So you will allow me to share my screen so that we can begin.
As Enoch shares his screen, guys, feel free. I can say YouTube. Andrew Ambugu has joined us from YouTube, our morning guest, and he says he's tuned in. He's together with other viewers in YouTube. I know YouTube viewers usually join us 5 or 10 minutes later, but that's okay. Thank you so much, Andrew. We have noticed you on YouTube. Otherwise, Enoch.
You can tell me if my screen is visible from your end, please, Victor.
Yes, your screen is visible from my end, Enoch, and it's very clear.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so the matter at hand is home and personal cyber security. Just a track record of what my predecessors have been talking about, I believe they have really dug deep in this matter on cybersecurity. Generally, security is security. And now when it comes to cyber, that is the cyberspace, it raises high signals that we as users of the internet, computer devices that are connected over the internet, it's a deeper call to pay attention to cybersecurity because right now, just like you have money in your bank, you ought to pay great security and attention to your money. Lest within seconds, your money is gone and you remain a very poor person that was before money came. So cybersecurity is majorly paying attention or else giving the right the security techniques to safeguard your data from falling into unauthorized hands. And for this case, we are looking at how we can keep home, network, and personal security. How we can keep it safe, how we can keep personal information safe so that we will not fall into the trap of cyber criminals. So we can look at the definition of what do we mean when we talk about personal cybersecurity. Personal cybersecurity basically addresses on the self-needs of an individual. Self-needs of an individual include your personal information, your personal devices, that is your computer devices, your smartphone, or any other devices that is connected to the internet, and also your personal area network. These are very key areas that need a lot of attention as far as your data as an individual, or else if you have an home office or if you have let's say a data center somewhere, these are key areas whereby you need to pay attention to so that your information, your data, and your devices do not fall into unauthorized hands. So personal cybersecurity can be applied at home, at work, or anywhere in between. Even on the road, as long as it concerns your personal information, security is very important. So guys, let us also look at home cybersecurity. This is basically protecting your home network, your Wi-Fi, and all your connected routers, computers, etc., or any necessary information that is deemed delicate and of value. I believe that any information that you have in your phone, as long as it relates to yourself, it's very important to you and you would not like it to fall into unauthorized hands. Therefore, it is worth paying security to it. Some important things I also would love to share with us that are worth noting are a few things about data. Data, I noted that it is today's lifeblood and the network is the body. Why? Today, we are approaching the fourth industrial revolution. In some areas of the world, they have already stepped into the fourth industrial revolution. We have the blockchain technology, the crypto mining, and these are the deep areas of the computer technology. And therefore, we cannot deny the fact that they all depend on data. Today, we have data science. Companies are looking for data scientists, people who can collect data. Some data is scattered in unstructured format, and therefore companies are looking for people who can gather data together, put it in the right way, and then analyze the data and extract a required information. Therefore, that places a high demand on data. So that means that if you have your data, you cannot term it as small, you cannot term it as unhelpful. Data is on high demand. Therefore, we cannot have data at the global platform if it does not begin from the personal platform. Therefore, this calls for this matter that we are talking about, personal cybersecurity. So it has come to a place where we can say that without data, there is no fruitful transaction that can take place. In that, if there is no data, there is no transaction. There are companies today, if they do not have data, they cannot exist. So data is very important. It is our today's fuel. So guys, data is on high demand. Therefore, if you have your data, your account, your profiles, I would encourage us as we begin this topic, you make sure that your data is highly safeguarded, because data, we notice that it is on high demand. Even the least amount of data is worth protecting. Its value is incredible. You cannot term it as small or of no value. I've been going through the internet some while, and some of the things I've noted is that we can say everyone is being hacked. I can use it as a cliche that everyone is being hacked. How? Because we can say in one or another case, in one way or the other, you lost your data knowingly or unknowingly to someone, to a website, through a web application, through a link, unnoticeably. Because there are a lot of things, a lot of transactions, interactions, over the internet. We see, you can see that some brands are losing a lot of information, to unnoticed, in most cases, to unnoticed individuals over the internet. Media organizations are losing important information unnoticeably or sometimes noticeably, of which before the time someone notices they lost information, the information is already gone. Therefore, security does not wait, or it should not wait when a crime occurs. Security should be at stake before any crime whatsoever occurs. Tech companies, dating websites, critical infrastructures, national political parties, and even election bodies. We can say we have had an experiences, or we have read through the news all over. We are people of the internet. I understand we go through a lot of information day to another. So we have heard of institutions talking of how they lost important information to even unknown sites. And therefore, this means that personal cybersecurity is on high demand. And therefore, it is a call and it's a responsibility to each and every one of us to pay close attention to personal cybersecurity on your personal data. If we can talk about some types of personal cybersecurity, my predecessor in the morning, Andrew Wabugu, talked about phishing, and also other Okungu still talked about phishing. So I might not work on the introductory portion of phishing, but I will touch on it so that for them that maybe were not there in the morning or did not have clearer light on what phishing involves, they can at least they can get something from the same. Phishing mostly when a hacker is looking for your information. Hackers are in the dark web. They are creative because they know also that you cannot release your data to the internet anyhow. You also have your own security measures on how you can keep your data safe. So for a hacker, he or she must be creative enough. And some of the ways that they can exercise their creativity is on your weakness. whereby your data is not highly safeguarded, where there is a loophole on your data, on your information. That is where hackers can take advantage, and then they can gain the whole access in the long run of your very important information. Examples of the people that fall into the hands of phishers, I can use that word in quotes, are the distracted users. Maybe you're on the internet, then we have adverts that pop in, unexpectedly. You're on your email, email pop in, and then as you try to click and to look, what is that, you find that some cases of session hijacking, session cookies. You find that if a hacker had, by the time you are confirming what kind of a link that was, you have lost your login credentials to the hacker. And once that is done, a hacker is always ready to gain any other access to your information. Another way that they can take advantage and get in touch with your data is whereby some users are fooled by a spoofed email. Hackers mainly, to gain access or control of, they will mainly focus on impact. Currently, because the smartphone has brought everything at hand, whereby your personal life and your professional life have been brought to the same device. So in this is a very wonderful platform whereby you can work from home, you can handle a lot of things from your smartphone, and at the same time, it's a matter to consider as far as it concerns cybersecurity, because that is where all your information is on your phone. So hackers can easily have an access to your information just by a simple click. We have seen some adverts that they are so enticing. You would actually love to know what they are talking about. You would love to see, what is behind this simple click, this link, and therefore you're most cases you are tempted to click and know what this link is all about. Okay, sometimes hackers use your most visited sites, when they notice that, let's say, for example, you've been searching so much on any website that is talking about the blockchain technology, the Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency mining, and therefore that is among the trending fields or sectors in this world of technology. So we also have hackers who are taking advantage of the same trend, so that if you have highly visited such kind of sites, hackers can gain a very simple access to your website, because as you gather information, as you would like to know what this thing is all about, what Bitcoin is all about, and the various kinds of cryptocurrencies, of which there are more than 100, a hacker will also come, will also come in, he will also intervene, and then by the moment you have already clicked that link or button or that website that you will have find a blog, at the end of the day, as you log in, as you register, as you study, you will have lost a lot of information. So that places a high demand that our personal data is on demand. Guys are looking for it, and therefore it is a personal responsibility. You may not get a professional platform that preserves personal data, but you as an individual, by yourself, you can preserve your data. I can also go to the present situation, let's say in our country, which is globally the COVID-19, whereby consumers are hurrying to get a discount. We have seen, for example, the microfinances, microfinance companies that are popping, there are pop-ups all over on the internet, on your email, on your browser, we see pop-ups of click here, to get a loan of this or this. And therefore, because people are so much in demand of money, they end up clicking on the same, only to notice that it was not meant to give you a loan. It was meant to snatch data from you. Phishing, we can look for the last 2.5 years. Phishing is highly distributed. It has highly grown. It's highly growing. And just building on what my predecessors were talking about, if we can look at where phishing is highly trending is on e-commerce. I've just talked about cryptocurrencies, foreign exchange. We have seen platforms whereby people want you to get involved in Forex, and the information they share is always very enticing that you end up clicking and you end up wanting to know what it talks about. And at the end of the day, you will have lost information unnoticeably. I said most of the times when we have lost a lot of important information from a company, you never know, texting you on your email. You don't know how they got your information. As you search information from one site to another, that is where a lot of data is leaked. Banks, multipack, and also there are known areas whereby phishing is taking place, but it is still yet to be noticed. So personal information is highly on demand at the global view. Some phishing methods that may take place whereby someone ends up losing data, information, is whereby we can talk about link manipulation. Link manipulation, I have an example here, the Facebook. Facebook is among the greatly visited websites within a 24-hour scope. And therefore, a hacker can comfortably gain access to your information if your data is not highly safeguarded. By manipulating links is whereby, like the link to Facebook, www.facebook.com, instead of the double law, they put a 00. Then that link is meant to drive you to a hacker's, to the hacker's hands. And when he gains access to your login credentials, that is one of the most important things a hacker needs. Just your password, maybe your username. And when they gain access of that, they can immediately impersonate you. They can encrypt your entire data. And then when they encrypt your entire data, they decipher it on their end, and then they can manipulate your data. Victor Malala in the morning talked about whereby a hacker can the man in the middle attack. That man can impersonate you. He can gain access of your entire information, and then he can manipulate it on his hand. You may think you are talking to the person you're communicating to. There is a guy in the middle that has already taken hold of your credentials, and then he has impersonated you. You may think you're talking to the person on the other end, the receiver of the information that you're trying to convey to, only to find that there is a man in the middle who has taken your data, through a simple manipulation of a link, and then he will handle your information. He will take anything that he wanted from you, and then at the end of the day, you will have lost important data. In other cases, you may still get back your data, but you will have lost your security, your confidentiality to an unknown person. So there is a high demand for data. You can also talk about filter evasion. Even though cyber crimes are increasing, tech companies are also working step in step and at a high speed to make sure that they curb this kind of malicious activities. and one of them is filter. Is creating filters, whereby we have email filters. You have firewalls whereby you can filter any information, any application from an unknown source or from an unauthorized source. But hackers are also smart. I can use that word. Hackers are also smart. As long as they want your information, whatever was discovered by a man can be outbeaten by another man. Therefore, we will not settle on what we have at hand. We will be ready. We'll be ready for anything that we can hear as a security alert, as far as it concerns cyber security. Now, filter version is whereby every top provider or client application includes a junk email filter tool that automatically scans incoming messages and flag ones that have a high likelihood of being malicious in nature. However, hackers realize this and they design their phishing attacks to circumvent the blocks. For example, we have always known that a link to a certain website is highlighted in blue. Sometimes it is underlined, sometimes there is an arrow or something to signify you that this link can lead you to somewhere. Now, hackers have come with the same, but they can take that blue color, they can take that notification, that signification that this link leads to something, But you find that when you place your cursor on that simple phrase, it tells you that there is more on that. And because we are all looking for knowledge over the internet, you end up clicking. By the moment you have clicked, you have already given yourself access to a hacker. So that is one way that phishing takes place. So if I can talk about how we can avoid phishing, I will simply talk on scrutinize your email always to remove any unexpected links, because not every time you are careful when you enter the internet or the links you visit. Some links contain the information we want, but on the same links, on the same websites, on the same platforms, there are also hackers, only that we do not know. So always scrutinize your email to remove any unexpected link. Okay, the other is a ransomware. Ransomware is a type of malware, and it's a crime whereby it is usually placed in a computer via a phishing attack. We have looked at phishing or an exploit kit. Once a malware has infected your computer, it attempts to encrypt one or more devices on the system. Then the user is typically demanded to pay a ransom to have a file unencrypted. This is quite interesting. Just imagine you've had your very wonderful information on your blog, on your account, and then on your Facebook account, maybe, on your website. And then all of a sudden, you cannot access your data. It is in an unreadable format. You cannot read your data. Yet some seconds ago, you could read it. When you logged out, you came back, you can't access it. And then on demanding to get back your data, the site tells you you have to pay some ransom. And most cases I have realized that they tell you to pay in Bitcoin, one of the upcoming cryptocurrencies. I'm talking so much about Bitcoin, it's quite interesting. They tell you to pay. So you wonder, why am I paying for my own data? And then if you do not pay, you will either get a small percentage of your original data, or you get none of the data until you pay. The fact is, whether you pay or you don't pay, if the hacker deciphers your information back to you, all your files, it has come from his hands. So you have already lost the confidentiality of your data. So take the case whereby it was an entire institution, a tech company that has lost this kind of information to an unknown source. So we can say that the future of that company is is at the mercy, it's at the mercy of hackers. So guys, I have been looking at this thing and I have noticed that ransomware is not a joke. Hackers can gain access of our information. So let us be careful. We need to be very apt on how we keep our data over the internet. Passwords must be strong. Although we will look at that, we'll look at some of the ways that we can safeguard our data so that we do not end up falling into unsafe hands. We can look at an example of ransomware. Whereby you can get this kind of notification on your screen. Your computer has been infected. Your documents, your photos, and other important files encrypted. To decrypt your files, you need to buy a special software, a decryptor. This is interesting. Whereby your data is already in the hands of another man, but you are at the mercy of that man. You're at the mercy of that man. Sometimes we used to call him the big boy in town. He's watching. So until you pay that big boy in town on what he demands, you cannot get back your data. So
allow me to laugh. That is so interesting.
So you see, they give you a deadline. Actually, you have 2 days. 2 days to get back your data, 2 days to pay. If you do not pay, you do not get back your data. So you see, guys, I don't know what kind of a world we are living in, but it is quite interesting that we are the same people that are falling at the fate of ourselves. We are the innovators of the technology and we are the victims of the same technology. So we ought not to sleep. We ought not to sleep. Globally, ransomware is quickly spreading. You can see look at the Asian continent. The Asian continent, the Middle East, America, North America. Some of the countries, this thing has already spread over there. Kenya is entirely covered. So it depends a lot on security as an individual for anything that you've placed on the internet. So you see, cyber insecurity is increasing. So we also need to get acquainted with any upcoming ways of protecting data. Yeah, so some of the ways we can protect ransomware, we can take into account all the safeguard measures. We have talked about how to curb phishing attacks. Ensure that you have one or more local and remote backups of your data. Backup, we do not negotiate about that. As long as it concerns your data, we need to have, if I can say, as many backups as possible. We have off-site and on-site backups, and off-site backups sometimes help when you have lost all your data. Yeah. So backups must be done regularly because even if you pay the ransom, there is always a small chance that the cyber criminal will decipher all your files. And I said that whether they decipher the quality of your data has already fallen into the hands of a hacker. And you cannot trust any man as long as we have come to the internet. Because most times we interact with people we have never known, we have never seen, we have never met. Some even we do not talk the same language. So your data ends up in the wrong hands. So I looked at ransomware and I found it's one of the key things as malware is concerned, whereby we need to pay attention so much to our data. Ransomware is part of malware, but we can talk about, because malware is big. Malware is malicious, whereby you can have malicious software on your computer, on your mobile device, or on any network device that you have. And therefore, there are many. We have different types of malware. I know some of us are aware of such. We have hardware, spywares, and they target your personal and they may target your personal and financial information. Money is very important. You know, everybody on the internet is looking for money. Everyone who has information or is looking for information, the end is that they can get money out of what they have. So it's very important. Cyber criminals behind the distribution of malware becoming increasingly more sophisticated. You know, you may think you have it, you know, but someone is working on a very highly advanced software that can gather all our information, even on this Zoom. You know, at the end of the day, they have all that concerns us. So at the end of the day, we wonder what has happened to us while we were on a meeting. Then we lost information. So scaringly, cyber criminals are finding more effective methods of hiding the malware. That makes it very difficult for antivirus and anti-malware programs to detect. You know, this is really critical, because whereby you end up losing information on somewhere or on a software that physically you couldn't see it, you know, but it was embedded on maybe a website or on a link. It was embedded there. The moment you clicked that link, you opened that malware and it gathered all your information. So it's one of the biggest online threats, and by applying the good personal cybersecurity practices, we may be able to mitigate the threat. I will repeat that personal cybersecurity first begins from you as an individual, whereby you pay a personal responsibility to any information as far as it concerns you or your home. Yeah, some of the adversely affected areas by malware, you know, by malware, according to statistics, when we look at the smartphone, the mobile phone devices, when you look at the iPhone, you know, and the Android, according to statistics, 98% of mobile malware targets Android phones. So I don't know why, but I believe it's because of their price, you know, demand. So you find that even hackers also, they fall on the same trend, whereby if Android phones are mostly being used, they will also design malwares, you know, softwares, malicious softwares, which are compatible with Android operating systems. Through that, because that's where many users are, that's where there is great traffic, they can get what they want from Android operating systems. The other is when you look at social platforms, the email and other platforms, email is the most visited. Everybody all over has an email. And so 92.4% of malware is delivered via email, because also most communication happen via the email. So emails are a key thing that we need to pay attention to. So take care of your email, you know, look at the kind of information that is peeping into your email, and, you know, curb such kind of things that they come as promos, they come as notifications, and maybe you do not know their source. It's good you filter such things to avoid losing your important information. When you look at business sector, we find that big companies, you know, have taken attention to such things, and therefore they have adopted these cybersecurity measures and techniques to curb losing data. Small businesses, you know, they are emerging, very many of them, and they don't pay attention to, they don't, some are not careful, some are not aware that cybersecurity is real, but cybersecurity is real. Ask the big companies. We cannot compare Safaricom with, you know, with a small company in the streets, there in the river road, you know. We cannot compare Safaricom with such. They are aware that, you know, they have important information and guys are looking for it. So you will find that in most cases, Safaricom has adopted any possible means and any sure way to protect their data. But, you know, the small guys, the small businesses that don't think the data is essential or is important, or it can fall into the hands of any man, they don't think that anyone can come looking for their data. At the end of the day, they end up losing more information than the big companies. And you know, whatever is in the big company, maybe in some way came from the small companies. Yeah. So 50% of malware attack victims are small businesses. So if you have a small business that is emerging, I believe it is the high time you should begin adopting these cybersecurity measures, so that also when, as your business grows, you will never fall in the hands of these dark webs. So to protect malware, beware of suspicious websites. Always check the security, of the website before clicking or tapping. I talked about links that I've also seen on over the WhatsApp, guys sharing some funny messages. They are scam messages saying that click here. I don't know, COVID-19 is giving offers and what, I saw the government, the federal government of Kenya gives help to men. You must work to get money. And so I don't think money comes so easily, because personally, I've not been getting money easily. I don't know your case, my fellow friends on this platform. Money needs protection. So Arthur Okungu gave us a talk on social engineering, gave us a difference on HTTPS and HTTP, that most cases go for sites that have that begin with the HTTP, the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, with an S. The S is for security, the SSL security licenses. So we can be keen. We can also advise our fellow friends when such things happen, because they have increased. I've seen a lot of them, and it's a sure thing that many people are losing a lot of information unknowingly to the wrong sites, to the wrong people. So do not rely on typical antivirus software to detect malware and remove it. I also tend to believe that everyone knows that antivirus, it is the antidote to virus. It can remove a virus, or it can prevent a virus. But I say that hackers are also smart. They can use the same technique that you use to prevent a crime. They can use the same technique to cause a crime. They can use a form of an antivirus only to find that the antivirus was a virus in itself. So we also need to be extra keen. We also need to be extra keen. I remember one of my lecturers back in the campus was advising us that you ought not to go for the latest softwares always. Why? Some do not come as softwares. Some come as malicious softwares. So the more you run after what is latest, you might be at the risk of falling under a malware. And at the end of the day, you'll face the fate, and it cannot be sweet, but painful. So malware is real, and we need to pay close attention to any sites that we are visiting. Let us not just allow our phone to access any applications or to download, install applications from unknown sources. Most times your phone will always ask you, click here to allow access or to download this to get an application from this kind of a source which is unknown. In most cases, that is a filter on your phone. It is telling you that if you get this kind of software, it can be harmful to your computer. But because of the demand at hand, we end up allowing our phones, we violate the rules on our phone, and then we get the application on our phones. So in many cases where we end up losing information, it's because of the simple things that we did ourselves, searching for maybe an important information that we were looking for. Other personal cybersecurity threats, cybersecurity tips, are the use of an antivirus protection or firewall you know, as far as we have said that antivirus can be used as a malware, it still remains to be a way to protect your computer, your phone from unauthorized hands or from falling into the wrong. That is very important. Use a multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication, you have the two-factor, for example. It's very important because, you know, it does not have one way of authenticating your data. It uses another way to authenticate your data. You know, if we can use the Google, look at the Google Authenticator. The Google Authenticator gives you like, let's say, a 4-figure code. And now you find that, you know, you get your password and then it gives you this another code on your Google Authenticator. So by the time you delay getting your code, the code has already changed. So if it comes to a place whereby a hacker was awaiting to get you, you'll find that this is a very important thing to preserve your data from falling into the wrong hands. So multi-factor authentication, I find it very useful and very important as far as our information is concerned. Use a password manager. I will also say use strong passwords. We can even control saving our passwords on our browsers, you know, protect your use of mobile devices securely. Open source applications, they can be a great door to losing your important information. Back up your data regularly. This is, we have seen how our ransomware is making a lot of people lose a lot of, get an external, you know.
Hello, am I the one who lost Enoch, or all of you have also lost him? Hello?
I also lost him.
I think it's internet.
There is an issue with the internet. There's an issue with connection.
Okay. It is the issue.
I think the
data.
The internet. Okay. Internet in the afternoon is always very poor. On my end, I've also noticed that it's not so good. I'm really struggling on my end. So if you hear me staggering and my voice not good, please also put up with me because my internet too is not good. But Enoch is really bringing up a very interesting topic, and I like exactly how he's putting these things. He's saying they must, if he was viewing them from the top of a mountain.
You are lagging, sir. You are lagging.
Give Daniel the audience. Dan Mokua, please pick up as.
Yes, you are vibrating.
The problem was from my side or from which side? Hello, Victor. Hear me? Sorry?
Yeah, Mutuku is back.
Yeah, thank you, Enoch. Continue. We were just, you left us confused. You know, you had kept us in a very comfortable environment. We were listening to very interesting stories on cybersecurity, and boom, you left. Welcome back.
My internet is kind of unstable. You understand, I am on the western part of this country. And
welcome.
5G is not
Victor,
Yes.
Victor, why are you
Yes,
saying
yes.
a very interesting stories, a very interesting information?
Okay, okay. I have accepted the correction. It was very interesting information. And I like the way Enoch is putting it. He's talking like he's a god looking at these things above the sky. So he's able to see what is happening from an isolated point of view.
Yes, yes, yes. Victor, we called him the big boy in town.
Wonderful, wonderful.
He's always watching. So even before you sleep. Okay, we can continue. I'm always winding up. So I had said that you should review your banking and your credit reports often. Personally, from the review of things or from the view of things from my end, I usually say that the end of all things is to get money. Even when you keep information for someone, they will pay you for keeping it. If you get information from someone, it is to the end that you can convert it to money. You know, if you give information to someone, it is to the end that you can get money in exchange. So it is good we review our banking and credit reports often because everybody is looking for how they can get access to your information. Very important thing I also found as we talk about, guys, is a personal cybersecurity as far as children are concerned. You know, some of us in this forum, maybe you have children, some are yet, you're trusting God for a miracle. And therefore, all in all, the end is the same. That, yes, the end is the same that, you know, you will have children. And children are also an important factor to consider as far as cybersecurity is concerned. You know, it is good to create an awareness to your children, more so when they reach the age of using your mobile phone, or you can gift one with a mobile phone, a computer, and then, you know, the world is going digital. They will all have access to the internet. So they will all have access to the internet. Now, the moment they have access to the internet, you do not know what they do. You do not know the kind of applications they download, the kind of websites they access. Therefore, I saw it important we look at this, that it's good to notify them that cybersecurity is real, and you know, cyber crimes are also real. So, like, these are some of the simple things that I saw and I found it good. I also share here. Like, for example, we say that, you know, you can inform your children always to recite this thing that I only post pictures of myself online if I have my parents' permission. If your child knows that I should not post my pictures anywhere, anyhow, anytime, they will know that pictures can lose or can expose you to an attack. If someone is asking me for my home address, where do I go to school? You know, what is my phone number? Or asking for pictures, I ask for help right away. These are important things. If your child is aware of the same, even when they have their phone or your phone, you are not afraid of your data falling into wrong hands. Posting names, birthdays, address, phone numbers online, you know, it can be a dangerous thing. So your children should be aware of that. Let them not share everything about them over the internet, you know, because they can meet some people who pretend to be, you know, to someone that they are not. And therefore, it can become an important thing to consider. Some safety basics, you know, downloading things from the internet. Let your child know the things they should download, applications they want their children to access. If it is a wrong application, you know, they give an advice before or earlier that do not download this kind of application because it can be harmful. Yeah. Passwords, always use strong passwords. Don't use short passwords. They can be guessed. Someone can guess your password and they can have it. Do not use the same password for all your accounts. You should change your password or use different passwords for different accounts, as long as this is according to how your memory serves you. If it doesn't serve you well, you can forget the password you used for this site. You used a password for email and it's different from what you have for Facebook. So you can look at that and make sure that your password is strong and they differ from one site to another. And this grows as we also grow in our exposure. Someone who has only Facebook and email account may not fall at the threat of cyber criminals compared to someone who is highly indulged in a deep technology like the blockchain technology. Here it is where you have peer-to-peer. You interact with people you do not know. So that means the demand for security to your personal information here, it is highly regarded as a main thing compared to someone who has their email and their Facebook account. So the demand for a strong password cannot be argued on such platforms.
Sir.
Okay. Yeah. So children are an important factor to consider. Let us not leave them behind. Just a preview of what I've just talked about. Use strong passwords. When you log in to a website or to any site whatsoever, the moment you are leaving, make sure you log out. Do not leave it logged in. Make sure you log out. It's also important also to secure your phone. Don't give access of your phone to unknown sites. Don't expose it to open Wi-Fi's. Don't expose your information to insecure people or insecure sites. Even your phone as a device, physically as it is, it can, someone, physical theft is also real. Someone can gain access of your phone and they have been looking for a very important information. And then, on your phone, they may know your pattern, they may know your PIN. That we cannot put it as a menial factor. It is also a key thing. So also take care of your phone just as you take care of your email. Yes. These social media platforms, Arthur talked about it, and I can also just talk briefly on it, that this is where we interact with not know we have not met before, So here we should be able to be careful of the kind of information that we are sharing, Sometimes we look for jobs, we visit different sites that ask us for our important profiles, informations, and then we end up, because in the search of jobs, we end up providing every information we have. At least we can have a job. So I believe it is also a thing to consider that we need to be careful also, so that you do not expose the whole of yourself in the demand of a job, but at the expense of your own security. You lose important information at the same time. So guys, I don't know, but we need to consider what we share over the internet so much. Email and cloud. I had talked about backups. Backups are very important. Data needs to be around us always. When we need it, sometimes your computer may crash, it can break down and you end up losing your all information. So just imagine you had everything on your computer and you do not have an external backup. Where will you get back your data? You are not shared with anyone, so we can back up our data on cloud. Also decide what to keep on these kind of sites. you know, the very or the most confidential information. Let us see how we can keep it to ourselves, not exposing it to the public. So generally, the high risk, you know, places or types or sites are things to consider, things to avoid. Do not visit a site that you are not sure of. You know, don't create accounts on sites that you are not sure of. You know, don't visit sites that you are not sure of. Or if you visit, you know, make sure the information you provide is not an information that once lost, it will render you vulnerable or susceptible to hackers. That is very important. That is the end of my discussion, guys. And I would say that I'm grateful for the opportunity and the privilege to share with you. So I can hand it over back to Victor. Thank you, Victor.
Thank you so much, Enoch. I really appreciate it. Unfortunately, my internet has very poor connection. I hope all the other people can hear me. I can see the warning on my screen, but I hope you can hear me. I really appreciate Enoch. Sincerely, it has been overwhelming. It has been warm. It has been funny. At the same time, it has been a warning message. And in overall, I can say very important message. To my friend Koech, who is on the screen, mouth.
Yes.
Please, it's during a COVID period, so
Yes.
you try to avoid that. And Enoch, while you are doing the presentation, I just saw something on the screen, password lockdown, and I thought a hacker had already.
Sorry?
Hello? Sorry? I'm saying,
yes,
while you're doing your presentation, yes, I saw one of the slides had a page that wrote password lockdown.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, one of your presentation slides had a page,
yes,
which had big words actually in red written password lockdown.
Yes.
And for a moment I was scared. I thought somebody had hacked us and that the screen is requiring a known password from a hacker.
Okay. Not really. I'm very safe.
That was wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Now, as Kaka prepares himself.
Hacker, Victor. Hello. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I believe it's because his internet is unstable. Maybe he will be getting back soon.
Done.
Yes. I was
quite discussion. Yes, Kaka.
Yes, Victor. I have a concern about how long is our session taking?
Yes. You have 30 minutes.
Because there are some. I have 30 minutes. Someone else should take over. So that I make 1 or 2 calls. Kuna some people who are wanafunga ofisi because of curfew.
Yes.
And then I wanted to know our schedule vile inaenda. Is there any other session ahead?
No, unless we agree. Actually, I saw that request from another member.
Yes.
We need to agree because there are logistics in planning, because the communication has to be made, speakers have to be available, the audience has to be informed. The accounts we use, they are normally paid for. We need to ensure they are paid for. If there is an extension of time, we need to update our website and all that. So it's something that requires our agreement. But I understand if you are running short of time, we are here.
But I'll just give an overview.
Yes, yes.
Because even what I was prepared to handle here is not something that is a complex. It's just social engineering.
Wonderful, wonderful. I hope that's an advancement of what we saw in the morning.
Sure, sure.
Okay, wonderful.
Now, with the social engineering, we are all victims of this attack. Social engineering has been the common and the greatest which manipulate people's data in a very simple way. I take an example in our daily life experiences. Personally, I've gone through a lot of social engineers who try to come and convince someone, and then they try to since there is an advancement in technology, social engineering has advanced from what we used to know as someone coming to you, trying to sweet talk you so that they can acquire one or two things from you. I'm new to Zoom. I don't know where I touch to share screen.
What kind of device are you using? I can help you, Mokua Kaka. Is it a computer?
I'm using an Android device.
Or an Android device?
Yes, a phone.
At the bottom, do you see a green button called share screen?
I saw a green button, but it comes and disappears. It disappears. I can't. Oh yeah. I've seen one here.
Yes.
Let me try to see how I have seen share, and then I share screen.
Yes.
Yes, share screen.
Allow display of other apps like that.
Sure.
And then
exactly.
I try. Are you seeing?
It's there. Wow.
Okay.
Yes, we've already shared. We can see.
Well. Now I'm going to give a very live example here. Are you seeing the charts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, we can see.
Yes.
Yeah, we can see.
Is it visible?
It is clear, Kaka. It's clear.
Can someone hear me?
Yes.
In case of anything, we'll let you know.
Is my screen visible? Are the charts visible?
You're good to go.
It is visible,
okay,
Kaka.
thank you. Now, this is one of the social engineers who tried to engineer me. Now, they come with sweet information, and they promise you how you can get a lot of money. Now, this guy tried to send me a game, and this is what is going on. Most people lose money because of this. He gives you a game and tells you to stake any amount. Like I'm told to stake 1,000 shillings, and then I agree with him. I wanted to see these jokes they have. And then the game started, and it adhered to his prediction up to the 180th minute. So by the time the game was on its 80th minute, he had started calling a lot of phone calls. Like now, if that one goes through, you will send some amount so that we can go to the next move. Let's now go to the real thing here. Unfortunately, it did not go through, and he ended the chat there. That was on April 14th. Now he came again and sent one of the other games there. I accepted the sending. And then he told me to stake. Nikamdanganya ni mistake. You see what happened? He wanted to acquire the information. How much did it win? So first of all, in social engineering, they gather information so that when they attack you, they know exactly what you have or what you are worth. So point number one, when we go to social engineering, these people will come to you in different fashions, and then they'll try to gather information from you. And then I told him I staked 1,000 shillings, so he calculated how much I could have won. So this is the exact thing. Utatuma 2,000 tuitishe ingine. You see, now he's sure that I have the money to send. And then I told him, unfortunately, it did not go through. I did not stake. So he ended the conversation there. That's how I overcome that attack. Most of these people here, are we there?
Yes.
Well. Now, yes. Another thing, after they have gathered information from you, these people will develop relationship with you. Now they will talk you so that they can now find a way of reaching and getting more what they want from you. And then the next thing they do, they exploit you, they execute you, and then they run away. Execute, see, they don't kill you. They just do away with you. They do away with you. And they can go ahead and kill you, because if they have acquired a lot of money from you, they can execute you for real.
Okay.
Yeah. Others use some honey trap. Honey trap, these are sex attacks. You know, someone comes, sweet talks you, honey, how are you? Kumbe, this lady has been sent to you to acquire some information. And you are maybe one of the workers of Analytica. And you tell them where Analytica purchases maybe their data or what, so that the system can be attacked. Do you see? So we ought to be very careful with these honey trap attacks. Now, what are we supposed to do in a nutshell to overcome this type of attacks for social engineering? I think we all should have a positive security culture. That we don't undermine, no matter how small an approach is. We should be very careful about who has called, what they are trying to inquire from you, and then we have to be very, very strict. If a stranger calls you and asks you about Analytica, and then you are just a receptionist of Analytica, do not be fast to give information. Number two, train your staff to learn the psychology, triggers, and other giveaways. So these people, when they start with you, hi, you see they have started to trigger conversation. So people ought to be very careful. And then after training, you are, like Analytica has several staffs. We ought to teach them how these approaches come. And then number three, we test. We can launch some social engineer attacks to Analytica and then see whether the employees have adhered to what they have been trained on. Are you getting?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Loud and clear.
And then number four, the last one there, we should implement some tech. We should implement technology and cybersecurity measures, like using some maybe even as my brother Mutuku had put it, we should be careful and use some Windows Defender. You can use any software that detects the virus intrusion. In case we have another session, I'll be eager to share. I will be eager to share with you some of this software we use some of these software which are there, they are used to penetrate your systems. Someone might come, I could install here, could promise heaven. Someone promises you how you can acquire a lot of money from this. I want to see, I want to share with you here. I don't know how you will see this one, but in our next section, yeah, let me position it well here. Can someone read there?
Yes, yes, you can. Dashboard, target, extension, app store, you can read.
Yeah, this Buzzsuite Community Edition. This tool is very, 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 very promising when it comes to intruding your informations and maybe data and whatever. I will show you what people use to intrude your systems. I don't know if you can see there is some mark here.
You couldn't,
Victor, can you see that?
You couldn't join with your laptop so that you can do a good demo?
I have not installed one. It's just a preview. In our next session, I'll put it clear. So we have this.
Okay, that's wonderful. Done. We have not.
Yeah, sure. This turbo intruder, it does some of the things we shall talk about.
Okay.
Are we there?
Yes, yes.
We are there.
Victor, over to you. It was just a preview and the whole thing will come.
Okay, thank you so much, Dan. Actually, you have taught me, actually made me remember something. I was also supposed to do a presentation on session hijacking. It's possible if you know that somebody is online and you know enough information about who they are, you can hijack their sessions and get into their account and use the account as if they were the ones who had logged in. Otherwise, thank you so much, Kaka. That was a very, very good presentation. We all have liked it. Were it not for the time factor on your end, I'm sure we will be here smiling, hearing bad news, but still smiling. We normally call it sweet bitter information.
Victor, I'm told we've migrated.
So,
Victor, I'm told we've migrated.
Yes.
From the terabyte era, now we are in a zettabyte era.
Wow, I wasn't updated.
I've updated you. We have exabyte.
Wow, I'll find out that. Yes.
Yottabyte. And now.
Wow.
We are. Yeah, zettabyte is what is the talk of the day now.
I saw a county government asking me how much is 50 terabytes of information. Maybe I should get back to them and tell them now we have something better.
Sure.
Okay, thank you, Kaka. That was good. So based on the kind of information we have, I believe there will be need to organize another session. It's good that all of you attending this meeting we already have information, your contact information. Actually, that's what we picked. We will maintain a communication to see when and how we can stage the next session. And I see practical session is also very, very important. This will enable our viewers to see exactly what is happening in this world. Because some of these things look like they are imagined stories. And especially the way Enoch was actually explaining how an antivirus can become a malware itself really requires, I saw that sometimes back, I think CIA once got the same problem. They were using Kaspersky antivirus. And somebody reprogrammed that Kaspersky and they got affected by that problem. So it is a very serious problem if a whole government agency, in fact, a superpower government agency gets hacked through an antivirus program, and you think that we individuals are safe or we small companies are safe, then we are actually not thinking in the right direction. Thank you. Before we come to completion, we have 32 minutes to go. I will share something about privilege escalation so that becomes the end of this presentation.
By the way, Victor,
yes, yes.
You can request the previous, the presenter who has just finished presenting about the cybersecurity, personal cybersecurity, to share the slides like how other users did, at least so that we can have it for our own consumption in a good time.
Thank you. I saw Enoch has already shared it on the chat. Have you seen it?
Oh, he has already shared it. Oh, let me check.
Yes, yes.
He shared. I even appreciated
shared it.
Thank you.
All right.
It's really timely, sure.
Thank you for that note. Stanley, please speak that so that I remain with one file for you. You had requested the morning and the previous files. I'll look for them. My internet is poor. Let me wait for the connection before I can pick up.
Noted. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
A boy in town.
Yes, I'm back. I have
I like that. You should not learn rope. You should expand your bandwidth.
I will actually. What happens is that I have a very funny internet service provider here called Uzalendo. They really don't have the Uzalendo they claim to have. Now, I hope you people can see the screen I'm sharing.
Yes.
There it is.
Are you able to see?
Someone? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this is what I want to talk about. And before I talk about this, the aspect of social engineering, phishing, we have the aspect of the man in the middle, brute force attack. All these kinds of attacks are interrelated. That's why they are collectively called cybersecurity. Because a social engineering expert will need to use another method after acquiring information in order to execute his attack on the victim. I want to give a very good example on Facebook, where we have the issue of fake accounts. And when you mention a fake account, people think it's a very funny joke and that it's a way of enjoying life, and that's how people live. But these things have a very devastating effect on our lives. I have a friend of mine who was sharing with me what he does with a fake Facebook account of a lady. So what he does is that, in fact, once he's online, men will get to his inbox. He doesn't look for them. They come saying hi, all those kinds of information a man will tell a lady. And this guy asks for their nude photos. He asks them to send money. He asks them for information that will make someone vulnerable to many forms of attack. Just imagine if you sent your nude photos to a friend of yours and you also sent him money and you later meet him on road. How do you feel? You feel like your respect has been lowered. Your money has been lost. You do not have confidence, and at the same time, you do not have any privacy. So this issue of cybersecurity is very huge, and people normally think that cybersecurity is all about stealing money and such kind of things. So on the screen, there is a demonstration of a privilege escalation. In many systems, whether they are government websites, private organization websites, company websites, distributed systems, even the local systems on the computer and the Android apps, we have the majority of users are usually what we call the end users, the normal users, the customers. For instance, sorry, did somebody say something?
Oh,
Can I proceed?
sorry. You just proceed.
Okay. So I was saying a privilege escalation happens from a junior account to a senior account. And I want to give a very clear example in relation to what I have gone through. I have a pay bill account with Safaricom. Now, when you have a pay bill account, you are a privileged user in the Safaricom system, such that even if somebody sends money wrongly to your account, they themselves, Safaricom's, do not have the powers to reverse the money. It's you to log into their system and reverse that money. Now, you hear of situations where somebody went to withdraw money in an M-Pesa, and what happened is that the M-Pesa agent lost all the float. All the money went away. What happens under normal conditions, this M-Pesa menu we have, there is no option, even if I gave you 2 years to look money in someone's agent store. It's not there. So what happens is that attackers have discovered that systems, all users of all the modern designs that we have in systems is that users are just users. What differentiates a user from another is a particular type of information the system has that tells the system this type of user is an administrator, or this type of user is a junior user, this type of user is a secretary, and this one is a finance officer. Now, what the attacker targets is to find a way of giving an instruction. Usually this happens on hacking platforms, like on the Unix systems, giving an update instruction to a system which targets the column, holds the privileges of a user. My internet is poor. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. For instance, if you are a secretary in an office, let me give an example of a very good site that has very many people's data is, can I say what? Okay, a Facebook page. I hope very many of you might have been users of our Facebook page, where we have the editors, the administrators, the advertisers, and all that. If you are an editor on a Facebook page, the only privilege you have is to edit the information that is there. But it only takes a single instruction to Facebook to tell Facebook that this person is not an editor, is an administrator. And you have all the privilege that can even downgrade all the other accounts of the other people. So even the owners of the account fall under your mercy because you are the new administrator and you have already downgraded the accounts. So how do hackers execute this? They find information about the technology the system is running on, the frameworks the system is running on, the information about the user accounts they are going to use, and the tools they will use to get into such a system. I saw Kali Linux for those who have IT knowledge.
Victor.
Yes.
I would like to request you excuse me. Yes, I can hear you. I'm requesting you excuse me. I rushed for an errand.
Yes.
Yes, then you'll update me on anything that was of Nini. Utani update anything that I should know later.
It's okay. Thank you.
All right.
And thank you so much for your presentation too.
Thank you.
So I was finalizing that, for instance, on Kali Linux, we have a program called Dirty Cow. And until recently, so many websites used to fall a victim of the Dirty Cow tool, which used to escalate privileges of users in any website, by the way. It only needed you to be an expert of the Dirty Cow and the Linux tools, and you will escalate an account from being a junior account to a senior account. Because the basic definition of hacking is just unauthorized access. Simple. So, however, whichever method we use, as long as we have an authorized access, then that is a hack. And the damage caused by that in itself is what we are talking about as laws regarding cyber insecurity. So that brings me to the end of my topic today. And I want to thank all of you for having participated in this session. I have also listened to the grievances you people have given me that we need to bring out this session or a repeat session or whichever name we can give it. That has been considered, and I'll be communicating that in the meantime. And I believe that that will be very, very good for us. Otherwise, before I move to the closing remarks, I would like to hear from our members who are in this session, especially Koech and Abdallah Shisia, because you people haven't talked so much in our session. Hello, Abdallah, can you hear from me?
Victor, you mentioned two of us, so I was like, who will start? So great, let me take the
start
chance.
With you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So first of all, I would like to congratulate and appreciate the amazing work done, the initiative put forward, the effort done to make sure that this presentation takes place. The entire team and whoever did this through your capacity, Victor, it's amazing. It's amazing. I've learned a lot. I've gained a lot of information. Hopefully, it's going to really help me so much. Maybe a kind of a suggestion on my side. Before there was, I think, a second session about social engineering. Unfortunately, I left that session and I had some concern. I will reach you for explanation over those concerns. Although, just like a suggestion, it will be part of paramount next presentations or next the speakers that will come over, at least to engage those who are the audience in their discussion or in the explanation, so that maybe we don't fall asleep or end up dosing as well. So interactive. In short, I mean the presentation, if it's that interactive, you remember, you keep, you master, and you will not leave it at that point. Like this is Enoch Mutuku. He was part of its explanation really was catchy. Then we had another presenter, this one who gave an overview. I wish he was doing that short overview, a really one. I'm certain most of us would have left here very informed. It was short, but on point. Lastly, it's my wish that to say thank you for inviting me. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. And maybe I will not have learned much. I'm a victim of clicking on any link that comes by. So I've known I should be cautious. Maybe last a question. Now, what, let's talk maybe antivirus. What antivirus can you maybe, I'll call it, can you suggest to us, users of online platforms, what antivirus can we make use of so that we cannot fall a prey for this kind of cyber crimes? For example, okay, I normally use Norton. I don't know if there is one better than that, because we have a lot of stuff, and when it's all taken, then we are nothing.
Sure.
So thank you so much.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you so much, Abdallah. I will switch off my video because my internet is not good so that my audio can transmit. Abdallah, I don't want to campaign for a particular company when it comes to antivirus, because hackers are very brave. They are very smart, as Enoch had to say. You remember recently, the Minister for Interior was asking people in the intelligence department of the government, why are they, okay, I'm not trying to downgrade academic performance. I'm just trying to quote him. But why are they employing D+ materials in their intelligence system and expect them to outsmart the smart criminals out there who have excelled in academics? That in relevance to this is that these criminals are smart. They can reprogram any antivirus, by the way. What matters, the first important thing is that you should get the antivirus from the original source. If it is that Nodon you are saying, I've not used it, make sure it comes from Nodon themselves, not through an intermediary party or downloaded through. We have so many software websites on the internet, and once you visit that website, there are very many big buttons of downloading malware. Please avoid that, because those ones are infected. Yeah. I personally use Kaspersky because Kaspersky is compatible to very many devices. Like for you, I know not only you're using it for the desktop. Kaspersky can protect both your computer and your mobile phone, as well as controlling both or monitoring your kid and all that. But I'm not saying it's the best. The point is that we have reputable companies that sell antivirus. But if you have to get the antivirus, let it be from the original company, not from a party that might modify the program so that you become a victim of a cyber attack. I hope I have answered your question.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Coach, we are coming to you. Do you have something to tell us?
Maybe I can just say this is a very interesting topic. And
thank you.
I get to join the link through my friend called Stanley. Then only my question
is,
how can we get a link? Because I just found the link, I joined and I get the interested story. Even the man from I was lucky enough. So you can tell us how can we get a link?
The link for the website.
Yes.
I think
okay, I will share the link.
What he means, it's like you share the link of the presentations that has been going on since you've been recording.
Okay.
Or the live presentations.
Yes.
Victor,
yes, I will share.
I think Coach means the Zoom link, because I had the same. You remember yesterday I was asking you of the same case.
So I will share. Sure. Coach, I hope you registered through our website so that we have your details.
I haven't.
I just
you haven't.
Benjamin.
Yes.
Quite is a good friend
Yes.
of mine. So I only shared with him a link today. He just came to my office and then we had to share something. And then I told him there is a meeting that is going on for cybersecurity issues. And then I shared the link to him. So that is he hadn't registered in the website, but I think he's a good guy. He'll join us and he'll be part and parcel of this discussion as well.
That's wonderful. So, Coach,
Yes.
I'm writing a link to the website that has information about the webinars we normally do.
Okay.
You visit that website so that you register there. All we need is just your contact information, basically where you come from, your email address and your contact number, as well as your name.
Okay.
Please don't fill any other email on that website because that is what is needed to reach to you. Then from there, it will be very easy to contact you and tell you more details whenever we have any other session.
Okay.
Victor.
Yes.
I think also I wanted to ask a question in relation to the antivirus factor. How effective is Windows Defender, and by the virtue of you having Windows Defender, does it mean at least you are, how much percentage would you be covered in terms of malwares? And is there a need to add on top another antiviral, let's say like Kaspersky, yet you still have your Windows Defender?
Thank you so much. First of all, I am assuming you are talking of a Windows Defender of Windows 10.
Yes,
is that what you're talking about?
Windows 10, yes. For all the Windows 10 operating systems, they come with Windows Defender inbuilt.
Which is better than the previous versions of Windows. That's true.
Yeah.
Now, what happens is there is a competition between the dark world and the white world because one side is protecting while the other side is destroying.
Yes.
Windows Defender will defend you against the malware that came before it was made. I hope you're getting me. And the manufacturer of the Windows Defender may not have included so much that is in the antivirus. I'm not saying that it can't protect you. There are so many factors.
Though they always keep on updating, yeah?
I understand. I do understand.
Okay, go on.
For instance, if you keep on visiting the internet frequently, you realize that Windows Defender will keep on asking you for update, just like any other antivirus. That is to try and update the program so that it gets a protection from the latest types of malware. Are you getting the point?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But then when it comes to security, there is no compromise. Any company that knows what security is can't depend on Windows Defender because Windows Defender is just a minor section of the operating system. The main work of the operating system is to enable you, the user, interact with the machine. The Windows Defender was just an add-on. There is a saying that says specialization is the best. That's why a professor is respected despite the fact that he knows so much about something small. I hope you're getting the point.
Yeah, I'm getting.
Yeah. So in my opinion, Windows Defender is not enough. Even the antivirus is not enough. Once you have the Windows Defender and the antivirus, you still need to observe the security regulations that are in place. Yes.
Thank you. That is well answered. The point is home.
Thank you. In fact, let me give you an overview of the Windows systems, the operating systems. Windows is actually the heaviest operating system.
Yes, exactly.
When you look at how fast things can be executed now. In comparison to human beings, it's like somebody who has several jackets put on. Now, if you have two people, one who has a t-shirt and another one who has several jackets put on, and then there is a danger, there is an attack coming your way, who of these two people is likely to run away from the danger very fast or to counterattack very fast?
The one who is wearing light clothes probably will be the person to run very fast.
Yeah, so the nature of Windows itself makes it not the best platform for defense. Yeah, I hope I have answered your question.
Yeah, well and clear.
Okay, thank you. So unless there is any other concern from anybody else. Okay, thank you so much for actually. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you as you come to an end of the session, but just a point of concern is that it's my request, if it's possible, you come up with how we call it, a background that can be shared across all the participants or the audience in the session. It will look so like now this analytical soft. If we can choose that this analytical soft to be our background, and so everyone who's joining can use it as a background, and the presenters, the speakers. So even if you put, let's say on YouTube or whatever, there's amazing presentation. Appearance of something also matters a lot.
Thank you so much, Abdallah.
I hope you got me.
Yes, I got you very clearly. That's very important. Moving forward, we need to do that. This session particularly was sponsored by Analytica Soft.
Yes.
In terms of communication, organization, the accounts and everything. That's why you see we are using a subdomain of their website, and that's why you see some of these things are actually branded in Analytica Soft. But that's a very good thing to do. The only challenge will be if we come up with another name, it will mean that the independent name should be able to stand for itself when it comes to resources. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only.
Victor?
Yes, Victor.
Yeah, as you were trying to explain, of course, you see, during the whole presentation, maybe when you are doing some adverts, I couldn't really understand well because of few errands. Maybe you can just explain what Analytica does and probably your role in all this, so that at least I can have a good understanding about you, because it's also all about networking, connecting, knows who does what, where, and also how we can be able to connect and maybe even chat way forward.
Thank you so much. I am the founder of Analytica Soft. So like I am the originator of the idea, although we already have some people on board. Some of them have either joined us partially or have not managed to join us for one or two reasons. One was Meshach, he joined us on YouTube yesterday and even today morning. So Analytica Soft started as a company to develop softwares. We started to develop softwares for businesses, for schools, and for hospitals. So after doing the development of softwares, when we came to a period where we had the Corona issue, we thought of an idea of a blue-collar platform, that is a skilled platform, a broker platform, just like Jumia for goods, but now a broker platform for services, and in this case, labor services. So we've designed that platform, The first version, I can say the alpha version of the platform is live on our main website, analyticasoft.co.ke. You can visit and see what is there. But then it has some weaknesses which we are addressing. I believe our beta version, once it will be ready and uploaded, it will be able to address the challenges we have received from our clients. So by sponsoring such events, it may not be very expensive actually, because they are virtual, and some of the things required once you have corporate resources like the send ID for the SMS and all that, the others might not be very expensive. What Analyticasoft is doing is trying to make itself seen in the market. Like people can, like those of you who have attended this session already know that there is Analyticasoft. So that's what Analyticasoft is trying to do, to tell the world that there is a company here coming called Analyticasoft. And we thought the best way to do it is to come up with such activities, because these ones are much more educational as opposed to forceful advertisement where you force information into people.
Yeah, very true.
So I hope you have given you an overview. I might not have given you the best version of who we are, because we are many and each of us may point out an issue I may not have pointed out, but just in case you want to know much more, I will share my contact. For those of you who are here, I'll just share my contact, or you can visit our website. I know there is enough information that you can get about us. So my number is 0717-858286. You can find it on the chat.
Yeah, captured it.
Thank you. So you guys feel we should organize a similar event, and we should dwell much more practical work and engagement of users. That's the overall point I've received from you. Is that true?
Yes.
Yes, exactly. And probably some good mobilization so that many people can even join the Zoom calls, and even because information that has been shared here, it's very, very informative and very vital. And how I wish we could have so many people on board to be able to hear the first-hand information, the source. So probably another attempt will be a great way of ensuring our people have knowledge about it.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
my
Actually,
earphones fall down. To ensure that people have knowledge about cybersecurity and how to keep safe in this internet era.
Thank you. Actually, when I started this, I thought I will get people who will be willing to donate something for this, although I never came out openly to ask for that. But you see, one of the challenges we have is the resources. We are also resource minding. We are actually a very young company trying to grow up, and we are just taking this initiative. For instance, I want to give you an example. We sponsored this advert on Facebook, and we spend around 15,000 on Facebook for advertisement.
Yes.
But what happens is that Facebook just gives you likes. They tell you 3,000 people have liked that post, but they haven't registered on the site. Are you seeing?
Yeah.
But then the direct WhatsApp conversation seemed to have been more effective than even Facebook, despite the fact that they were free.
Yes.
So that will have been better if this kind of direct WhatsApp messaging was done by several people, say 50. We will really reach a very larger audience in that case. Are you getting the point?
In fact, that's the right point, because so many people are on WhatsApp. Of course, I came about to know this post on Facebook, and so I immediately took the link and, of course, the banner, the advert picture. And of course, I've been sharing on my WhatsApp, and people have been asking, why it not being busy? I could have joined. So I think that one is good, and probably if you organize for something else, I can be a good ambassador, just to ensure that I bring as many people on board to learn about what Analytica does, and probably whatever the content, it will be easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. We had released our pay bill on our website. Although it was a very minor note, because we didn't want to look like we want contribution from people, but we thought if someone will chip in some good money, it was possible to even run such a session for a whole month, and that will have a little cost implication. But when things are single-handedly run from one side, there are other parts of Analytica soft that are not running because attention has shifted to this particular platform, and maybe resources have also shifted to this particular platform. I hope you understand.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Although for now, maybe if in case you get, okay, I will definitely organize another session, and we will get in touch and see how best we can do it. But should you have a better way, or an improved version, or a suggestion, or an add-on on what we can do, that will be best.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
That will be good, and I will really appreciate. Yes.
We'll share much, bro.
Thank you. Otherwise,
sorry for that. Thank you so much, Victor and Malala.
Yes.
Thank you so much for such a platform. I've really enjoyed a lot, and I've really learned so many things that I never thought that I will get a platform to share. So, as what our colleague has just said,
yes,
and we'll be ambassadors of your analytical. We just came up. Facebook is a very broad platform that markets and also get people to get social engineering at the same time. So at least I've learned a lot. I will still insisting that in case you have materials you can share, resources are very good for any IT field. Always knowledge is good if you share.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you so much, and God bless you. As we pray for your company also to grow. It will be a big company. Don't worry. Don't worry about the issues of money. We have to start from somewhere and we go.
Sure.
I will link you with so many other friends. We'll make some ways of marketing you. And also, because we are all in the IT field, we feel like when you get one of us who is also coming up with great ideas like this, it's good that we share also, and we broadcast and market you in different platforms, and also even in our working places. We can even also link and talk with the top management if we need such a training for staffs.
Yes.
At least it is good. When you go to a prophet is always done what? That a prophet is always
not always respected in their home.
Yes, but when we get someone from outside,
then
we can also refer your company to take us through such, and that is how we grow. Yes.
Actually, to go on, Abdallah.
Mr. Stanley, sorry, Mr. Stanley, we call such a person a resource person.
Yes.
Yeah, he comes in very handy, and
Thank you.
The audience will really keep the attention.
Yes,
he will really capture the attention of those attendees, and like you, Stanley, standing in front there and explaining all this information. So it's a good idea as well.
Yes, thank you so much. I may beg to leave now.
It's okay, Stanley, you are free. Maybe you can allow Victor finalize something before you leave.
Yes, Victor.
Yes, just to be so quick, because I also want to leave the office. The greatest thing, by the way, the greatest initiative is selling your brand. Let people know your brand. Once your brand is established, even the resources and the partnership and the money, everything will just come along. As long as the brand is good, the content is good, people will always flow in. By the way, you can even be organizing even for master classes of maybe cybersecurity lessons. I've seen you bringing in speakers from great companies like Seriano, and I think you can also still command that such kind of a forum where people can come in. Companies can register for some of their IT departments, they come in and do. So it still has a long way to go, and the good thing is just to create that good brand, and everything will just flow. Everything will come by, bro.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Guys, now I will allow you to leave. I am so much grateful. By the you attending this meeting matters most of all the things. By the way, without audience, there's nothing you could have done.
Yes.
Yes. So thank you so much. You
Have
are
a lovely
allowed
evening.
to leave.